I think I'm live. I don't know. Hopefully. I don't even know if there's a way to tell. It says live. It says live, so I think I'm live. I am just testing. I quit StreamYard. I've been using StreamYard for like 5-6 years. And they been doing me dirty. So I switched over to Ecamm. A lot of people recommended Ecamm. I was tossed up between Riverside FM and Ecamm seems like the way to go. I like how it looks. It's just a little overwhelming. I'm just using it now. I hope I'm live. I don't even know. I think. Hopefully someone will join me on here and confirm. I don't know if you can hear me. The software looks pretty cool, though. It looks really cool. I tried to stream in 4K, but it won't let me. I don't know why. I'm not sure why. Probably have to pay another premium. I'm trying. Can I see comments? I think there's a way right here. Oh yeah, Jason. I almost clicked the ban button. How do I show it? Oh, right there. Nice. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, I can make it bigger. I can move it. Do you see that on the screen? Do you see it moving? That's amazing. I watched my last stream and it was like so choppy and so like pixelated and crappy that I was just done. And StreamYard like jacked up the price like 4 times as much. Like it was so bad. So hopefully you can see. How do I switch to the other one? Oh, add to broadcast. Okay, nice. Video. Is the video coming in good? Is it clear? I'm in 1080p. I tried to do 4K, but I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. This is awesome. I think I can make my own comments too, like designs and stuff. I'm not sure. Yeah, I know. I'm just trying this because I got to prepare for Thursday, and I got new software here. I'm using Ecamm, so I don't know how it all works. Oh, I better plug that in. So I'm just going live to see if it works. Hopefully it's coming in smooth. That's my biggest thing. I don't want it to look all pixelated. Technology has changed so much. I went to freaking Walmart yesterday. I don't go to Walmart much. I'm not a big fan of Walmart. I used to catch shoplifters from there, and I do not like Walmart. But I went yesterday after I left the office, and I bought like 15 things or something. And I waited in line for, it had to be 15 minutes. The lines were so long. Then I scanned everything in because it's all self-scan. And I went to tap. They don't have tap to pay. And I just carry my phone. So I just use Apple Pay. I didn't know Walmart, biggest retailer in the world, doesn't do contactless payment. You can't do tap to pay. So I had to put everything back. I'm getting used to these, to where everything is. Sorry, can I make stuff bigger? Any other Ecamm users? Okay, all right. I'm just switching through stuff here, getting a feel for it. How do I get rid of? I don't want to get rid of your. Oh, remove your comment. Okay. Oh, you can favorite stuff. All right. Okay. Just, I'm not used to this layout. Good. Josh says crystal clear. That was my biggest thing was that this wasn't coming in pixelated. And hopefully even in 1080p it looks good. I can even zoom in, which is kind of cool. I can zoom in there and you can see me up close. And you can move it around. I got my Stream Deck. Ecamm, E-C-A-M-M. A lot of people recommended it. It's only for Mac. So if you're not using a Mac, can't do it. And I think it might have a watermark because I didn't pay for the full thing yet. But if this is coming in good, I'm definitely going to use it. Kyle here, all the way up in Alaska. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it zooms and pans. So I can zoom and I can pan. I haven't figured out the screen sharing or anything yet. I'm so used to StreamYard. I used StreamYard for so long. They butchered that thing. They totally butchered that completely. I've been getting a lot of mail. You guys been getting political mail? I've been getting a lot of mail at home. I love the dirty political mail where they attack everyone. I love that. They attack their opponent. Don't vote for this guy. He'll do this. Did you know that this guy just wants to take your money? I'm just I dropped StreamYard, so I'm testing out new streaming software. I'm not familiar with the new layout and setup and stuff, so there's only one way to test it. And I didn't want to try doing that Thursday. Ecamm, yep. There's a whole bunch. I've been watching them. It's just you're so used to one layout, and then you've got to get used to a whole other set of layout, and it looks pretty powerful. There's these things called scenes, so I can set up like segments, which I like, segments of a show or something, and have the different overlays and stuff in those scenes. I think that's pretty cool. The one thing, StreamYard would never do it. I always requested it as a feature. This one doesn't seem to do it. There's probably some third-party app I could do, but I don't really want to do it. I would love to see a timer. Like, it just seems like such a simple feature. If you're running a live show, it would be nice to plan out a segments by time. So do like a 2-minute, this thing's going to be 2 minutes, this thing's going to be 5 minutes, this thing's going to be 4 minutes. It would be nice to be able to look on the screen and see, okay, I have 4 minutes left before this next segment. 3, like I know in radio shows and stuff they have that clock or whatever that shows you when, like how much time you have left to the next commercial or the next person is coming on the air. I never see that in these streaming softwares. They don't have it. Oh yeah, the SMS is the worst, and you can't get rid of them. You cannot get rid of them things. They just keep coming. Yeah, good. Because that StreamYard they were terrible. Thank you. Yeah, and now after looking at it, I almost went with Riverside FM, and now I was looking more into it, and a lot of people are having issues with that. So Ecamm seems to be the way to go. Seems to be. What does this say? Showing current scenes. The overlays I don't totally get yet. It looks like I can make banners. Oh, I don't want to capture screen. Why it just captured the screen? Did that just show? It just showed my. Do you guys see this? Like a picture of my desktop on there. Screen capture, I guess. I'm just clicking buttons. Didn't know if that's what it did. Oh, wow, I'll have to go through all these. It's kind of complicated. Can you hear that? I think I have my sound off. Oh yeah, there. It'll probably echo if I do it. I have my StreamYard over here, but I don't, and I have the plug-in, but I don't know what to do. I wish. I want to make sure it works first. It looks pretty good. If you have any marketing questions, I'm happy to answer them. But I think I'm just getting some random people that just listening to me yammer. I can't wait to look at it, though, and make sure it's coming in clear. That was really bugging me. That was really, really bugging me. I can switch cameras. I can green screen. Picture settings. What's that do? Oh, you can even change the bright. Wow, you can change the brightness, the color temperature. Holy crap, you can do all that right in here. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, that's interesting. I can go black and white for that dramatic effect, or the old-timey the blur effect. I don't know the blur. I put the blur effect on, but it didn't. Is it? Oh, wait, here's the blur effect. Oh, it just makes it blurry. Well, I take that Zin. Oh, use max resolution, 4K. Maybe I didn't do that. There we go. Now it's using max resolution. I didn't realize that. Now I think it's streaming 4K. I'm not totally sure. Not totally sure. I didn't know there was this button that says use max resolution. I was also concerned with audio syncing. Does it seem like when I'm talking, the audio is synced? That's interesting. I don't know. You can add more people. I'm not sure if it's as easy as StreamYard had. I really don't know. Oh, did it do the horn thing? I just clicked the sound. I didn't even know what it did. I had my volume off, so I couldn't hear it. Did it do a thing, a sound? When is the over under on filling a card in 10 days? 10 days is, well, 10 days is totally fine as long as you have prepared correctly. No one ever wants to do the preparation. No one ever wants to do the preparation. And it's one of the most important. I mean, like, the preparation will speed your card up so fast. So 10 days, once you're prepared, easy. Because I say 1 week, but really give yourself 2 weeks. And if you take off weekends and stuff, it's roughly 10 days. It's fast. You really have to hustle, but it's in your preparation. So simplified, you take your card, the layout that you want. So you kind of figure out the layout that you're going to do, and you pick who you're going to have on the card. You're literally going to pick the advertisers you want on the card. Not so much the specific advertiser, but the niches. I'm going to have an HVAC, and you think about the time of the year, what's going to be best for the card, what's going to be best for advertisers, get the easiest one. So you think of seasonal. So you pick who you want, like HVAC. I'm going to put a window and siding company. I'm going to put a furniture store. I'm going to put a pest control, carpet cleaner, a restaurant, a bakery. I'm going to have a pizzeria, a gym. If you really think about what advertisers are going to want to be on the card, just by niche, you start there. And then you work down, you do this in a spreadsheet, then you work down all the businesses in those niches. So you spend some time Googling or using LeadCone or whatever you're going to use, or just looking around. You should be able to name, out of all these categories, you should be able to name a few off the top of your head. And those are going to be excellent choices because they're already going to be spending on advertising. So you'll Google, you'll get a list of you can do this all in one night. List of all the businesses that fit those niches. So all the HVAC businesses, all the fence installation, all the pest control, the carpet cleaning, and you get them all listed down. And now you have all of your advertisers pre-selected. There's no running around thinking, okay, let me just go to this random business and see if they want to get. You already know. You already know what you want on the card. That saves you from so much time. You'll waste time so much going around thinking of who's going to be on the card. Do all the thinking first. You'll have all of your advertisers there. Trust me, there will be an HVAC person that will want on the card. There will be and if one category doesn't fit, you fill it with another one. You might want 2 or 3 more backup categories or something. But an auto mechanic, thinking seasonally is really the best because there's so many businesses that really want to get out during that particular time that you're going to be putting the card out. It might be pool openings or pool closings or carpet cleanings, or there's just, every business has its seasonal thing. So those are easier to get. And that really is the best way to get a card filled. Yeah, I'm just testing out new streaming software, but thank you. I appreciate that, Conrad. This is a new streaming software, so I'm seeing how it goes. But I'm glad to know it's coming in clear because I was not happy with that. Yeah, it's just random. Hopefully that made some sense. And still always position yourself as another business owner just trying to promote. I'm just putting out a card trying to promote local business. I'm going to go on a card. I figure we can all share the cost. I'm going to put just local businesses together, and we're not going to put any competitors. I'm not going to have any competitors. It's going to be one furnace guy, one realtor. Realtor should definitely be on there. Insurance agent. You can even put, some people are scared to put like lawyers and stuff like that, but no problem. As long as your card has some value to it. If you've got 1 or 2 or 3 useful ads on there, like a pizza place or a restaurant, something that people would like getting, you are free to put anything else on there. I made a big mistake in the early days of always trying to put like the best ads and forcing people to put the best, because I thought the card had to be 100% like great, amazing offers and only good businesses that weren't like lawyers and stuff. And I realized they're not the businesses that spend all the money. It's like a catch-22. It's like a paradox. The businesses that the Kung Fu Theater, like a Saturday Night Kung Fu Theater movie. Oh, that's funny. Totally synced audio. Oh, that's great to hear. I'm so happy to hear that. I was saying there's this conundrum, this paradox where businesses that will get the most response, the highest response, the biggest response, lots of customers at the door, the easiest response. So think pizza, food, bakery, things that people are buying every day, put a great deal, brings in a ton of people, gets response. Those are the businesses that actually don't spend a whole lot of money and will probably not continue doing it. That's a thing you got to learn. It's something you just got to learn the hard way. I'm trying to clear some of the speed bumps for you. They will be like, okay, this was awesome. I got all these new customers. I'll do this again next year. They won't re-up, or they'll only spend, $500. These are the businesses the businesses that get customers easily. The reason they get them easily is because there's a very low cost to acquire them. It doesn't cost a whole lot to get a person into your pizzeria or into your cafe. It doesn't cost a lot. So as a result of that, there's just not a lot of budget needed for marketing. They're not having to spend a ton of marketing because it doesn't take a lot of effort to get them in. When they're not spending a whole lot of money in marketing, there's just not a lot to sell them. Like, they can get overwhelmed easily. They can be totally fine and not want to advertise again for a while. It's like, you just have to deal with it. The businesses that will spend lots of money are the businesses that will not get response easily or may not get any response. These are the businesses that will sign up to your card, or they'll run a billboard. Just think of this. A pizzeria is not putting up a billboard. The pizzeria is not putting up billboards and running TV ads all over. They're not spending tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in advertising. They're not doing $5,000 a month SEO campaigns. They're not doing it. They don't need to. They don't have the budget for that. It's very easy to get customers for those kind of businesses. The businesses that are spending god-awful lots of money and big money are the businesses that it's very hard to get customers, and they often have zero expectation of even getting them. These are branded advertising companies. These are lawyers for personal injury or workers' comp claims. These are furniture stores, car dealers, insurance agents. These are businesses that it takes, real estate agents, that it takes a lot of time and effort and exposure, repeated exposure frequency to get customers. The cost to acquire a customer for these businesses is very high. And they're the best advertisers too, because they're not expecting to get, they don't have to run a coupon, and you don't have to have a sleepless night of whether they got new business or not. They just need to be in front of people continuously. And with a 9x12 card, it's important to talk about the exclusivity. They're going to be the only one on there. Well, I don't mind if you don't do it. That's fine. You think about it, but I got to have an HVAC guy. I got to put a realtor on there. I really want to it's going out to the local communities. These are great neighborhoods. I really got to get a realtor on there. So if you don't want to do it, don't be mad when another realtor is on there hitting this community. That's exactly the tone, the things I'd say. And then it hits them. It's like, oh, crap. I guess I can't really think about this. I don't want to have the other realtor on. There is nothing worse than putting out a local business, a card promoting local business with one specific business on each, and their business is not, their competitors on there. You want to see an angry realtor when they see their competitor realtor in that community. A funny thing is I have a realtor friend. She's a semi-friend on Facebook or whatever, local realtor. And she's really, like, the village we live in is very tight-knit. It's super tight-knit. And she's a pretty good realtor. She's got a lot of hustle in her stuff, but she was slamming direct mail. She was like making these posts about whether direct mail is useful or not. And because she was looking to advertise, like how would she advertise? And people were like telling her how dumb it is. And she's like, yeah, I agree. She's like, I'm not putting no postcards out. It's stupid. I just throw them out. So she was slamming direct mail, and she knows she knows that. And I put out a community card and to our village, you know, of all local businesses. And I put I put Leanne, who works here. She should be watching this. She ain't watching this, I'm sure, unless she is, but she's a realtor. And at the time she wasn't working for me, but she bought the whole back of the card. She bought the whole back. She went in with another local realtor who both lived in this village, and they bought the whole back. So now this card comes out, and people are going crazy over Facebook, and they're like, I want one. Make sure I get one. You know, oh my God, these deals are so good. And of course, it's got the other realtor on there, and she's like, oh my God, why I wanted to be on that. You know, I said, I can't say her now. I don't want to slam her personally or whatever. I said, you were posting about how much you direct mail is stupid. I'm not going to you for the ad, you saying it's stupid. So there's nothing like being a realtor in your local area and you're trying to like be the realtor and watching your competitors go to every single house, and that's the only realtor on there. So that was fun. I like that. Oh, spending Dorn's cash. I gotta get used to where these comments are. Oh, nice. Hey, Hoosier. Yeah, Trump. Actually, you might have. I can't remember. Did I? Yeah, I did respond to you. I think it's you because I don't see trauma cleaning that often. Only a couple times. And just recently, someone said, you know, I have a trauma thing, so I'm thinking this is you. Trauma cleaning. That's one of those industries that you have no clue even exists, but it's there. Like crime scene cleanup. There's a bloody crime that happens and the police are done. Who's cleaning up that? The police don't clean that up. The police don't clean the blood on the walls and the carpets and the smells, maybe the bugs. You want to hear something? Okay, it was me. You want to hear something crazy? Everyone, here, I'll zoom in for the dramatic effect. About 2 years ago, I had to run to our shop here. It was a Sunday morning, and I took my daughter. My daughter was probably like 14 at the time or something, and we came to the shop to get something or do something early Sunday. Came back. It was in the winter. It was cold, and we came back on our road where we kind of live on, and there was a bum, like a hobo-looking guy struggling to cross the street. I'm like, oh my God, there's this drunk guy like crossing the street. And I can see him in a rearview mirror, and he topples over in the middle of the street while he's crossing it. He was like slanted to the side. And I thought that was if I wasn't with my daughter, I probably would have kept driving. I did say that. But I'm like, this is a good opportunity for me to like show my daughter, like, let's be good people. You should help people and stuff. So we turn around, park, go up and help him up out of the street. And I'm like, this guy's so wrecked, you know, and he's like his like body is like tilted. And then a cop came by who was looking for a barefoot girl running around or something. And I'm like, I'll help him home. He says he lives right down the street. And the cop had to go to this call or something. So we're helping him. And the guy's saying he was just at church and he fell walking down a hill. And I'm like, but then I like realized he had a church bulletin in his hand. So I'm like, okay, wait, maybe he's not a drunk hobo, you know? And he's like talking, and he's like he's like, I used to be a firefighter here. I live right down in this house over here. And I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. He's like, my hip. He's like, I fell and my hip is like, I'm twisted or I'm walking at an angle. And I help him. He will not use paramedics. He will not use like the hospital or whatever. Refused to. He's like, I just want to sit in my seat and I just want to, I'll be better or whatever. And the fire truck came, the ambulance, and he wouldn't take any help, and he seemed to be like okay other than his hip. But unfortunately, he like 6 months later, I think he was in the seat the whole time, and they found him like in the summer, and he was just still in his seat. Yeah, it was wild. So you think there's this stuff that happens. I don't know why we're talking about this, but Hoosier cleaning trauma probably sees this all the time. There's stuff like this that happens, and a family is left to clean this up. And there's industries like trauma cleaning that you don't even know about. You don't even know these people exist until you suddenly need it. And you don't know who to call. And I'm sure it's not cheap, but in these kind of situations, you have to do something. Like, you cannot clean these things up easily. So you have to reach out to these people. And these people probably can only do that kind of can only do advertising where it's just, let me get myself out there so you know. So when this happens, I'm the first one you think about to call. This is how all high cost acquisition cost businesses work. For many marketers, they don't understand that. They're so hell-bent on direct response, get results right now. What can I do? I can get results right now. Why isn't this working? Why am I spending? Why are we sending out 5,000 postcards and we didn't get any, trauma cleans, or we didn't get any personal injuries? It does not work that way. Only businesses with very low cost to acquire get response quick. And those businesses will not spend a lot of money. There's some niches that you can kind of get really good response, and they don't have to spend a ton. And these can be like landscaping. They could be, that's kind of an exception where you can get some pretty good response when you tie it in seasonally, and they can get very high ROI because a landscaping job, a lawn care job has a lot of lifetime value, sometimes a lot of initial value, and those can be relatively easy to get. Businesses like that are kind of a little bit of an exception, but if you want businesses to spend a bunch of money and not have the stress of like, oh my God, did we get a ton of response or not this month? There's so many niches that just need to advertise. They just need to advertise consistently, and your card gives them a platform for that. And they're just long-time advertisers. You don't have to be worrying about what kind of response they get, because there is no percentage of response. These are high-end remodelers, kitchen, bath, lawyers, dental, chiropractors. Once they start understanding that, the smart ones already know, but sometimes you can get a business that doesn't totally understand it yet. But once they start advertising your card or direct mail, whatever you're doing, and they start on picking up business over time, and they realize the importance of exposure, it unlocks a whole new level for them. And then they do it for 12 months. It's like a realtor. You do it for 12 months and you start getting people that are recognizing you, and you're getting calls, and you can't always pin it to that exact thing, but they start getting calls. You get a listing, and now the whole neighborhood knows, and they've been seeing you for the last year, and now they see listings and open houses and signs up in people's yards, and all of a sudden a year later you are the hottest thing in town. Or they need insurance and they suddenly are like, I'm calling this one because I hear about them. That is really something you want to just always be cognizant of, instead of just trying to get these crazy results for businesses all the time, then getting mad when they don't want to re-up. Oh, this is a good thing too. Yeah, the advertising choices are very limited. A plumber fits kind of in this category too, where you don't always have this need. You don't always have the need. It's the same as a lawyer with a personal injury. You are in the heat of the moment, or a funeral home. You don't go thinking, the funeral home, okay, I got this mailer, let me go buy this casket. Okay, I think I'm gonna buy this casket, man. I can't pass up this deal of this casket. Like, there are things that you need to advertise as a business so that when the thing is suddenly needed, you're who they think of, but there's nothing you can do about it at the moment. You can increase stickiness, so magnets, that kind of stuff helps because they will see it repeatedly. Direct mail is a good choice. And if you put, I think in your ad too, I want to say it says, just keep this ad for when it's needed. Like that's the kind of wordage you probably want to put on a mailer for that type of service. Is like, keep this in case, keep this just in case or something. So people just shelve it and they see it every now and then. They're cleaning, a few times a year. They see it because they understand maybe I'll need this kind of thing or this looks like it's kind of important. A lot of people will keep things because it sounds like it will be important someday, that it's something they don't want to totally forget about, or they've experienced a traumatic event. Maybe they had a family member. Like I've never experienced death up close. Like I haven't had like a really close person like die. I've never seen a death scene or anything, but many people have. Or even you think of all the people who have, it's such a gruesome topic, but it's like a funeral person, like they're embalming bodies every day. It's 2 a.m. They're in the basement cutting up a body, sucking the guts out and stuff. Like this is, for many people, this is just an everyday thing. We don't see it. Not normal people, everyday people don't see it, but it's like a critical thing. But think of all the people who work around death, traumatic scenes. So you have EMTs, paramedics, emergency services, firemen, firewomen, police, doctors, all sorts of hospital staff, PAs, NPs, nurses. There are a lot of people, or someone who has had like a suicide, a family that has taken their own lives, or a robbery or something, a shootout. What's those things where they duel? They step back and whoever draws first. There are many people who have experienced these things, maybe not indirectly or directly, and they will find a card like that useful. And there's tons of them. They'll say, okay, if this ever I understand how bad these scenes are. If they may say, if this doesn't happen to me, but maybe in case a family member or a friend this happens, I'm going to save this card because this is like, I didn't even know this service was out here. I'm going to save this in case something happens to someone. I'll remember their stuff. So that is exactly why the coroner, that's exactly why that's kind of like that. This would be a good advertising, like EDDM. It's not like the response, or oh my God, I've got five trauma cleanups here from this card. I hope listen to that thing and hope someone just shot themselves or whatever. I'm on it. So these are the businesses that we don't think of but exist. The funeral home is hoping people die. We had a lot of deaths this week. Oh, I didn't know that. Trauma cleaning. It's probably a business you could get into, if you got the stomach for it. Yeah, then you've got the mob guy who's in with the trauma cleaner, so they can double, they kill the guy and then they can't collect from him, so you got to collect from the family that way. You got to send them so the assassin or whatever, the assassin does the job, and then you send the postcard out. You send it out, conveniently this arrives. And then they're raking in the money from that. I just got the matching caskets. This is so funny when I did my comedy thing on the freaking no one thought it was funny. I said the local car dealer was buying everything. They're going to buy the funeral home. They're going to put the heated hand warmers on the caskets. You want Uncle George's hands to always be warm as he's carrying the casket, and the cup holders, adding cup holders to the caskets and stuff. They do. I had, when I was selling home improvements, one guy, he was a mortician and he had gone back, but he was a mortician or funeral director, and I was just asking him questions so much. He was telling me all about it with the trocar. They mash it up and stuff, and he had it on his tie. He had a little thing. He goes, "This is what he had a tie clip pin thing, and it was the trocar." I always remember that. And you have to pick where you put the incision or whatever. There's one here and one there. Some directors like this one, some directors like the other one. I mean, someone's got to do the job. Someone's got to do it. There wasn't planned. I'm just testing out new streaming software. That's all. Seems like it's going okay. Seems like it's all right. I can't even tell. Oh, a couple people liked it. I appreciate you that hit the like button. Three y'all. Three y'all hit it. What's Dan saying here? Brand new HVAC company. See, I can make these bigger too, I think. Can you guys read them okay? I'll put it over here, I guess. Oh, that's cool, man. I can put all these. There's a little over. I'm just trying to like move stuff around. I don't know where it's here, I guess. Dan says, brand new HVAC company. Thoughts of using postcard? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. What would the minimum mailbox target? 25 miles outside of downtown Houston. I will thank my man, Tim Black, who is my favorite fellow marketer in Houston. And if you need digital marketing, hit up Tim Black, because Tim runs a digital marketing service, him and his wife, and they do a phenomenal job. He is one of the few people that I will recommend digital marketing to, because I trust him 100%. But Dan, volume is critical. And he told me in Houston, it's a driving city. So 25 miles, that sounds like, for many cities, 25 miles is so far out. But that's probably, apparently in Houston, people drive everywhere. Like, it's no problem to drive 20 miles or something. It's just such a big area. Volume is important with EDDM. It just is. You need to be doing, I would say, to really do it right, 5,000 pieces. If you're going to really do it right, just bite the bullet and do a 5,000 piece mailer. Don't be bothering with 1,000, 2,500. I'm not saying it can't work, but like 5,000 is a good quantity to do EDDM. Your strongest. This is relevant for everyone. Go through my 5-step checklist too, making a postcard. You want that big headline. You want it to be instantly recognizable. But you need a sparker. You need a thing that is going to get people to respond. That your competitors aren't doing. You need to think of your advantages. It may be same-day service. I just mentioned that to another HVAC person. I was going through their card, and buried in the benefits was same-day service. And I'm like, this is a big thing. Someone wants HVAC work. They really want it done quick. A lot of businesses might take forever. They might not get to them in a week or something. If you've got same-day service or some kind of advantage, if you don't, that's fine too. But you really want to think of this advantage. You want to pronounce it really big, and wrap some kind of sparker up, some kind of thing that's like maybe a $50 tune-up or a $70, $69 tune-up. Think about the time of the year. That's a great thing. Just something that's going to get that phone to ring, that's going to kind of edge someone to say, you know what, we should check this out. It could be specific rebates, and you really just want to get in the house. You're not trying to sell them a whole HVAC or cooling system or whatever system on the card. You need to get in the house where you're going to be able to sell them other things. It would be smart as a new business to get some upsells in there. Once you get in, you can offer them. It might be filters. You're selling them a higher quality filter and you're making a whole bunch of profit on that, or you're giving away a filter. You could think of that, free furnace filter or something. You put the real crappy filter in, and then you're like, okay, it's totally free in there. But if you want a good one, it's $30, $60 or something. Think about that. Get people to call where it's like, I got to do this. Oh, hoarding. That's one. Yeah. Oh, that's right. You had a before and after. I remember now of the hoarding, a picture. The before and after are great. You see the blood scene is gone. We'll scrub all the bits and pieces out. I got to keep it light because this is a very serious matter, but we got to keep it light. Hoarding. Yeah, because what happens, the hoarder isn't going to do it, right? I'm just guessing. The hoarder isn't going to be like, okay, clean this mess up, because they'll keep hoarding. It's the family, once the hoarder dies or goes into a retirement home, or the kid, there's an intervention where the family says this is enough. I've seen some hoarders. I sell home improvements. I've seen some one lady, when I used to catch shoplifters at Walmart, she used to be in there. She drove an El Camino. She had like a pristine El Camino. I don't even know if those exist anymore. But she had this like perfect El Camino. This was in like the late or mid 2000s. And she'd be in Walmart like every day. And sure enough, when I go sell home improvements, I go to her house and she would only let me in a little bit, and I could just see rows of just stuff. I'm like, oh my God, this lady has been filling every square inch of her house with stuff she buys all day. There are hoarding situations, and then the person dies, the person inherits the house, and what do? How do they? You probably can't even call a moving company for hoarding. They probably can't do it. You need a hoarding specialist. Another thing where you just save the thing and you say, I'm going to need this someday. This is true. Right. This is a way to get to that. And they're the people that'll read it. They'll sit down with their coffee in the morning and they will read deep discussion. This is a deep. I like this guy. I don't got no pressure. I don't got to stick to the schedule. Tin and casket, windows and rims. Yes, that's what they would do. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. That means so much to me because I need that feedback. You know, no one was telling me how crappy it looked. Then I'm watching it and I'm like, I can't even, I'm moving. It's like I'm here and then I'm here and then I'm here and then you hear the audio and it looks like a big pixel. So that's amazing. That was nice to cancel that StreamYard thing. What's the minimum? All of them. 25. Yeah, is nothing. Right. Every geographic place is different. For some cities, that would be no one would go 25 minutes to do something. So everything is different. My man Charcanti, this would be a good business-to-business play. Advertise some of the hospitals, nursing. Yeah, you could even probably get it into the hospitals. When I did first few years of 9x12, I did a distribution model. Many of you will probably remember it. Some of you still might do it, but I did the 9x12 card, and then I did flyer distribution. So I made a flyer version on 100-pound gloss paper, which is just your heavyweight flyer paper. So I did the same card on that, which is a lot cheaper to print, no postage. So this way I was able to bump up the numbers like really high. Like you would get, instead of just getting 10,000 9x12s, you'd get 25,000 pieces because you'd get 10,000 9x12s plus you'd get 15,000 flyer distribution. And then I had all the places that I would distribute it. And one of the top, I would go through, I'd stick stacks of them like the lobbies of grocery stores and banks and stuff. And then we'd go every week. I wish Sarah was watching this. She'd remember. It was good times. Every week we'd go around and restock, and you'd see which ones were going down. And the big money maker, the big cash cow for those were hospitals. I would just go in a hospital and I would stick them in the lobbies. And there's multiple like waiting rooms in hospitals. There's like surgical waiting rooms and pediatric, and like there's many waiting rooms inside hospitals. And these people, someone's having a surgery, they're sitting there waiting hours. They're waiting an hour just to see an appointment. Then they're moved to another. They wait 5 hours in another place, 8 hours in another one. People are sitting there waiting with nothing to do. Dentist's office, chiropractor's offices. Sometimes you're just sitting there forever with nothing to do. And having these things right there, people look at them. So you're getting a ton of people sitting and really reading and looking through everything. So that would be a good thing to just get into there. That was a good point that you brought up. Oh, Joshua Valls also does. Oh, nice. A little competition there. Houston's big city. Big city. The med spas. Oh, my God. The last few years, I've done so many med spa mailings in Houston. I'm working on a targeted. Gregory Scott is working on, he's got the old wine glass there. I'm working on a targeted mailer. Oh, what up, Lena? Good to see you. What are you looking for? I like your shirt.
Thank you.
I'm working on a targeted mailer. This card will be put in the mailboxes of roughly 7,000. What the Oh, okay. It sounded really bad there for a second. I'm assuming that this is going to their parents. it would be something that targets the parents or whatever. And this kind of mailing, it looks weird when I write that, so I'm going to switch the thing. Oh, okay, quinceanera. Let's give this some context here with a human trafficking agent. I'm just kidding. It was just how quinceanera card. That is outstanding. I take that back. The unbelievable outstanding. Yes. Okay. Yes. Caitlin, sorry. Whoops. I hit the button and my thing went away. This is outstanding. I wish Megan was watching this right now. Hispanic culture. That's probably bad. Hispanic. I don't know. They have the quinceañera. You've seen me talk about that before and other things. They spend a lot of money. It's a big event. When the kids turn 15, it's the 15th birthday. It's a huge event. They buy a big dress. They take these amazing photos. It's like a huge, huge event. Money is spent. Like, these are the kind of events in other cultures where they will live very frugally and save money and be very wise with their money. But these are the kind of events where they will spend. They will save that money. They will spend. There's sometimes no limit. Like, there is no limit to the spending. They want the best for their girl. So capturing that money, especially a photographer that wants a target is maybe having slow times and not thinking of this would be amazing. So I'm glad that you brought that up. You can buy lists of Hispanic families that have children between 13 and 14. It's called sensitive data. And anywhere that you buy the list, I'm a big fan of USA Data, you will have to show the card that you're mailing to so that they can show that this is not something inappropriate, this is appropriate, and that would be perfect. You would mail to the parents. It wouldn't be mailed to the actual person. There wouldn't really be data on the kid available, but they would know the ages. And you would mail to the family, and you could advertise your quinceanera services, and this is an outstanding suggestion thing you're doing. Perfect. Yeah, you got photographers. You could even put a combined card and do like a 6x11 and just get limo, dress shop, seamstress, DJs, music. That's fantastic. That is incredible. Videography, floral, right? What else? Floral, location, venue, catering. Indiana? The Indiana mob scene? Hoosier, will you do pre-police investigation cleanup? How about you want to hear another crazy story? I might have said this before. I'm Catching Shoplifters. It's like 2000, early 2000s. They were still using film, okay? And I get a call from the Walmart photo lab, right? They're like, Jake, you got to see this. There goes, I go to the photo lab, and they're like, this lady just dropped this stuff off for developing. And I'm looking through the things, and there's like this happy family. They're opening Christmas presents and stuff. It was right after Christmas, probably January or something. And all of a sudden, then there's this like the most gruesome scene. There's a guy with his head is all off, and there's blood everywhere. It was crazy. I'm like, oh my God, we got to call the police before this lady comes back. Like, there's something. So we call the police, and the police come. It was the coroner's wife. He had gone, because everything was still filmed. They weren't transitioned over to digital yet. And there was like a suicide scene, and they had taken the crime scene photos, and it was probably on Christmas Day, and took the things with his home camera or whatever and mixed up, and the wife took the thing to developing, and it was all fine. Like, but that was crazy. That's right. Charlie had COVID a week or two ago. Hopefully he's all better. Got that COVID. 15,000 with this. Yeah. Dang. 15 grand. Get that money. Get that quinceañera money. I would not I understand what you're saying. One would be higher than other, and definitely be cognizant of that for sure. But I don't think you're going to get like a venue to willingly spend. There's a limit. There's just a limit of what you can get someone to spend. If you're going to 7,000 targeted, you're probably what 5,000 or something all in costs, somewhere around there. And you break that up, you might, I would say maybe $1,000 to $1,500 would be a good price for the ad for the caterer to advertise on. Something in that range, and you'd have to test it and feel it out and see. I don't know how much profit they really make on a 15, probably quite a bit. So they wouldn't need a whole lot of response. A few deals from that would make it well worth that. But you're not going to see response right away. It might take a little bit because the people will get it, and I don't know if they'll respond right away. I'm not sure, but I would definitely get this in front of them. I feel like you could do pretty good on that. Are they bringing back the Alchemy? I remember the thing. It was like a car that was like a truck. It was brown and stuff. Dan says, roughly what would 5,000? 5,000 EDDM, I think you're looking at 35. It depends on the size, but I'd probably do a 6.5 by 9 or 6.5 by 12. I think a 6.5 by 9 you would be fine. So you're like 30 to 40 cents. I want to say all in. Depends if you're having me fulfill it or if I'm just shipping to you. You're something like that. You're 20 odd cents in postage and 25 cents or something, 20 cents, 15 cents something in printing. I know. See, I gotta get used to these things. Still sick, man. Still sick. Ugh. I actually haven't been sick in a while, which is nice. How long I've been here almost an hour. I wasn't even planning that. God knows what is going on here in their regular everyday business operations. I don't even want to look. I don't want to go back there, and I don't want to look. So I think if anyone has any more questions, please ask. But I'm going to probably cut this off in a second. Like that sound? You like that? I have the Stream Deck here, but I have to figure out what it's all doing. Oh, this shows me how. Oh, that's cool. It loaded its own thing. I got to set the scenes up because I can make overlays and scenes. I think scenes are just a series of overlays or something. So I could have a segment and then go to the next segment, So it's okay. Just the viddy. I think that's all we got. I can't wait to see this on my end. Let me ask you this. Hang on, I'm going to change this. Do you see a change in quality when I change this to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? When it does that, was there a change? Did you see a change? Is the audio still synced? I'm not sure. I think it went to 4K in this case, but I'm not totally sure. Yeah, we are still having that live on Thursday. I'm actually excited because this allows me to better prepare probably segments. So I think this will be a really good thing. And what was the other thing I was going to say? There was something. Oh, I'm just not sure how to set the preview up. To schedule it so okay, this is coming in another day or another hour. I'm not totally sure. There was a change in lighting. There wasn't a change in lighting on my end, so I'm not sure if it. And I'll go back. I just went back. I can see that. I can see that there's a little bit of a difference. Weird. Oh, the color is better. Okay. All right. So I'll go back to it. I think it became sharper. So it probably went to 4K. Plus you have to have a really strong connection. I wasn't sure if I had the right connections and stuff, but if it's coming through clear, I'm gonna. Okay, good to know. I'll leave it on that. What was I gonna say? Oh, Greg was saying, I missed the beginning. What software service are you using now? Thank you. And this is a huge credit to Ecamm, ECAMM. Let me see if I can put a text. Here's text. Here's a text overlay, and is this a text box? What is this? Add text overlay. Add text overlay. They're both the same, so I'm not sure which one is what. I want to just add a banner, like to say. Looks like I can pick fonts and also. Oh yeah, right here. I don't know if you can see this. How do I write the text? Edit text. Is the text here? Yeah. So I put I'm using Ecamm now to stream. No more StreamYard. All right, let's try that. Can you see that? I could probably put a background or something, but I don't totally know how yet. I got to play around with it. Make it bigger, smaller, and I can do where is it? Be zooming in on that, like that. Getting zoomed in. Can even pan tilt it. I like that. I feel the picture quality changed. I like that. It was an eye test question. Is one better or two? Yeah. They make that clicking sound and stuff. You know, a lot of eye places near me, they're all remote now because they can't get the doctors. And you go in there and you have a remote eye test. They zoom you up to the thing or whatever, and someone clicks the buttons, and then the doctor is in some other state or something, and it's kind of weird. How do I get rid of this right there? Oh, I can bring it up here, it looks like, again. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, I gotta get used to all that. There's a lot you can do here. There's a lot. Looks like I can customize everything. I think I can customize the comments, too. I think that I can edit these. Yeah, I can edit them. I can make it a different color or something, or a scene. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Spectrum. Oh, that's pretty neat. I can change a lot. Wow. Hopefully I can just go back and change the opacity. Oh, that's so cool. Wow, they let you do everything on here. Oh, that's so neat. Does it, yeah. Oh, I like that. I like that. This is good software. Where's Samson? He's the one that I said, okay, Samson telling me I'll listen to this. Samson, but he ain't here today. God knows where he is. All right, is that it? Are we done? We're done. All right, I will see you guys Thursday. 2 more days. I will see you Thursday at 1 p.m. We'll have a good show then. Thank you, everyone, for joining on this impromptu live meet. We had some really great discussion. I will see you in 2 days. Just 2 days. Now I got to find the done button.